All right, folks, welcome back to the TNT show. We got a little bit of a hot topic right now. The Knicks are back in the NBA Finals for the first time in like 20 plus years. I don't know the exact part on the plus, but it's been a while. So we're just gonna get right into that.
Be 27, 28 years?
Okay. Yeah, it's been quite a
99?
while. Yeah, one of my good
Yeah, I
friends,
mean,
he's a Knicks fan, so I know he's super excited about this right now.
yeah, I mean, I don't really keep up with basketball, so I'll just kind of let you take on a lot of this.
Well, I mean, first off, I mean, it's me. Um, I didn't know the Knicks getting to the finals. Um, yes, I also so, um, kind of how basketball goes. When you kind of get to playing P basketball, you're a tough team to beat. So, do I give them credit for
They've
sweeping
won
the
what,
Cavs?
10, 11 straight games?
Yeah, 11 straight games. Um, uh, they beat the Sixers. They swept them. They swept the Cavs. I was surprised. I was really shocked that they swept the Cavs like that. Not just swept them. Like a lot of those games,
They
they
beat
were.
the brakes off of them that game, four. They
Yeah,
beat them by
yeah. They beat the
40.
brakes off of them in the sweep game. So they really mean business. That's what I'm gonna say. So they get all the rest that they need because over on the Western Conference side, you got the Spurs and the OKC Thunder that are locked in a kind of back and forth battle right now. The Thunder won the
That's
last
going to
game.
go game. That's probably going to go 7 games.
I think it will, yeah. But there's also the opportunity that I mean OKC could definitely close it out in San Antonio. I doubt that only because I talk more than just basketball. I think it's a money thing that everybody wants to see that series go 7 games. That's another sellout arena. That's more money generated for the NBA. So why not have that go 7 games? Um, Realistically, I think whoever comes out of the West is probably gonna win. That's nothing against the Knicks, which I think they have every opportunity to win the championship. But I just feel like if we're talking about who they have a better shot against, I think it's probably San Antonio. I don't feel like they would have a chance if it were the Thunder because, like I've been saying for the last couple of pods that we've done, or if I mentioned it, the Thunder run the whistle right now. So they're getting all the calls.
Yeah, yeah. That and they got
Uh,
more firepower.
yeah, that too. But that's just my little spiel uh on the basketball side of it. So
Do you feel like SGA deserved the MVP?
yes and no. Because I mean, again, I feel like that award goes to the best player on the best team a lot of times. Um,
Yeah.
Realistically, like if you look at Jokic's numbers, he averaged a triple double again. He led the league. I'm pretty sure I know for sure he led the league in assists. I want to say rebounds too, but I could be wrong about that. But regardless, like a triple double, averaging a triple double as a big, like I know he's your main, he's your focal point of your offense, your team, whatever. But like still though, that's incredible to be doing that as a big man. Um,
Yeah, he's
I feel
good.
like yeah, there were a handful of players who definitely I could have saw winning the MVP, but I think it was really between Jokic and SGA. So him getting it is like you kind of expected it because they did win like 60 games again, but at the same time you just feel like it's. I mean, if you take SGA off the Thunder, if you take Jokic off the Nuggets, like who's the better team?
Probably the Thunder. I don't know
So
if I can name outside of Jokic.
another topic that we discussed was um the GOAT debate. Not just in any particular sport, but we just were kind of throwing some stuff around like across all of the different sports, just kind of, throwing some names out there. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
obviously the
I feel like that term is just kind of tossed around a lot for a lot of different people, a lot of different sports, and I feel like sometimes it just kind of what's the word I'm looking what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like it's just I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but it's not everybody can be
yeah, facts. I mean, it's you have players that are one of
I think
the
they're like
greatest.
some of them, like some people are on like the verge of being like in the category, in the
Yeah,
conversation. But it's like, are you going to be that? Probably not, unless because it's going to be hard to surpass Michael Jordan and LeBron.
I think you.
It's
I
just
think
gonna,
you meant.
it's just,
I think you meant Kobe. Look, MJ and Kobe.
but he's not. But Kobe's maybe top five,
You're crazy.
but it's going to
That's
be hard to
insane.
surpass those guys.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, the most obvious debate that there is and always will be is Michael Jordan versus LeBron James,
Yeah,
which everybody has their side, everybody has their opinion, everybody has their different reasons why. So, it's one of those things that it generates talk at all times
and
because
it's like I said, I feel like they just toss it around a lot, especially in like other sports. You know, there are some sports that I don't really know how you would determine outside of like positions, like football.
yeah, football's positional. Like you,
It's easy to say Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, but you could argue. A lot of people say Jim Brown just because of the impact and the era that he played in with everything going on in the world of why he is.
yeah,
I mean, Tom Brady has 7 rings. It's undeniable. But a lot of it is all the speculations and, all the stuff that was brought up with them and Belichick and cheating and all this and all that. So it's like that you take it with a grain of salt, I guess. But he left, went to a team, and in one year they won the Super Bowl.
yeah. But I mean
Might
that
have
one
might have won it again.
for me, that situation is an outlier because if you look at that, when Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, they were literally built to win a Super Bowl. They just didn't have a quarterback. So that was like the perfect
Yeah,
situation. Like if you look at all his years with the Patriots, there were like a handful of those, not handful. There were like a couple because the first 3 rings he got, those teams were like crazy. But like the
yeah.
last 3 that he got, those were like those were the teams weren't like stupendous by any means. Like they had some, they had a couple of names, but they weren't like the big names that
The
they had in like
defense was what was really good.
yeah. So they weren't loaded across the board. Like offensively, he just made those guys like look really good.
Yeah. So outside of like outside of Michael Jordan, I know you're going to say Kobe, so I'm not really going to ask you that. So we were talking about like the running backs and like outside of Tom Brady, who would you say? Because you're going to be a little biased, which it's not really biased, but I'd probably have to say Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much
Yeah,
like my first. That's my first. Like
I
for
think you could put Mahomes in the conversation just because of this little stint that he had, but I will die on this hill of the competition he played wasn't nowhere near the competition that some of these other guys had to go through. I
I
mean, it's
mean,
like we
cause
said yesterday. Look at the two times he got beat in the Super Bowl. He just didn't get beat. They got the brakes beat off them.
yeah, now
And
I will say
it's not like they really dominated.
as far as the
The
AFC,
49ers didn't know the rules. Didn't know the rules. Somehow, how this happened, I don't know. Didn't know the rules. So Kansas City just marched right down the field and scored. That was it. Or they stopped them and then they kicked the field goal or scored or whatever.
yeah, I mean,
So how you don't know the rules, I don't know.
as far as from his standpoint, like yes, the competition wasn't like super consistent, but the only real competition he's had to face on like his path to the Super Bowl was Josh Allen twice, uh, and Lamar Jackson twice.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess you could throw Joe Burrow in the conversation. He did beat him to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, outside of that, there really hadn't been anybody else, but the AFC is getting a lot better. I'm not trying to get off topic here, but they are getting a lot better. But, it's like I said, it's just in a lot of sports. You always hear like, oh, they're one of the greatest of all time. I mean, you can't have 47 people that are one of the greatest people of all time. That doesn't really make any sense.
yeah. I mean that's definitely
It
true. I
does,
feel
it
like
does, but it don't.
it's like you said, it's a term that's getting a lot more loose because everybody is kind of just trying to put people in
Like they
that.
said, what's her name? Caitlin Clark. I don't really know if she's doing all that, and I don't watch the WNBA, so I really couldn't tell you.
No,
But
I
I don't
no,
think she's really doing like that.
she's good when she plays, but she's been hurt too much.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I feel like it's just one of those things that gets tossed around, and it's like, well, it doesn't really mean anything now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people, you know, that are in the conversation, like Seth Curry, we talked about the other day. He's in the conversation. Is he the greatest of all time? No.
Of course
Is he
not.
one
Of
of
course
them?
not.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like you said. It's always going to be the debate for LeBron James and Michael Jordan. I'm not sure if anybody else is in that category just yet.
See, now
I'm not.
that's also because, we're going more off of who we've seen. And a lot of people that are going to throw out different names. So like anybody older than us, they're going to throw out names like, obviously the elderly, no disrespect, of course. They're going to say like, Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, like the older guys. But like, you know, there's also going to be some other people from like the 80s and 90s because there were some really good ball players then too, but nobody was good as MJ, and nobody in this era has been as good or had the type of impact that LeBron has had. So
Well, you don't really get to see it much because a lot of guys, either don't play for a long time. You probably won't see people playing for 20 years. Nobody's probably going to take his accolades. It's going to take a long time for somebody to pass him.
yeah, for sure.
Maybe not because the amount of scoring people do now.
Well, that and when they add that 4 point line, when they add that 4 point line, then I mean maybe.
Yeah, maybe because obviously you're going to score more. People are scoring more. They're not playing defense. They're used to if you scored 100 points, that was a lot. Now they're scoring like 130, 140.
Yeah.
You know, not playing defense. You just hey, if you score, you just got to outscore them.
Well, it's not even just that. It's not even. It's first off, it's less defense, and second off, it's all the shooting that they're doing. Like almost every team around the league is just they're becoming more perimeter based. You don't see a lot of traditional like big man on the block. Like all even the big men are shooting.
Yeah, like you said, Jokic is a center. So, so if you had to pick, we're going to go through who is your goat of each sport.
Okay.
Now it can be. I mean, you may not know. We're not going to get crazy here and just. I don't even know if you can name. Can you even name a hockey player?
Ovechkin.
Okay, that's who I would. So obviously, people are going to say Wayne Gretzky, but you know, Alex Ovechkin is probably right now. Um, Football. Again, it's tough, but I think it's got to be Brady.
I mean, I feel like that's not even tough. I mean, hands down, it's Tom Brady. But football
Well,
also gets to where it's like it's almost realistically positional because it just kind of has to be. It's way too many like different players who've had that type of impact.
yeah, I'd say Tom just because 7 rings. It's hard to debate that.
It is.
Outside of him, I don't know.
I feel like outside of him, it's got to be Peyton Manning, just because he
Because
was.
I would look at it from the aspect of who's changed the game. Yeah, Peyton Manning was one of them. Like he could tell you what was happening.
Yeah.
That's what made him so good. What about college? Let's touch on that. Who would you say is the greatest college? Let's just say quarterback. Like you said, position is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Who would you say is the greatest college quarterback? You, in your opinion, obviously.
Don't ask me for my opinion because that's gonna be biased.
It's
Greatest.
sure an Alabama quarterback.
I don't know, man. I'd probably say Tim Tebow
Okay.
or Cam Newton because
Yeah.
Cam Newton carried like he carried Auburn to a national championship basically.
Yeah, but that was 1 year.
I mean, but still though, in 1 year, like he did that. I mean, yeah, I get it. Tim Tebow, he played what 3, 4 years? He played all 4 years, didn't
Yep.
he? Yeah, and he went to what 2 natties? Did he win two or just
Yeah.
one?
Uh, no, I remember he was crying in that one because y'all beat
Yeah,
him. Yeah, I'd probably say Tim Tebow. I feel like there are some other players you could possibly debate. Baker Mayfield, walk on, Heisman Trophy winner, #1 overall pick. I think the fall off for Tebow would be he didn't do nothing outside of college, but I don't know if we're going to consider that or not. But college, I mean, it'd be hard to debate that. Baseball again. I think baseball would be way too hard because I don't even know who you would say.
I mean, personally, I don't know enough names in baseball to even
Again,
say.
I don't know. I don't even know who you would say because
I mean, there's a lot of obvious names, like a lot of the legends, which those are. I mean, what's I forgot the guy's name.
I feel like that's one of those things. Like it's kind of like football. It'd be hard to just pick one person.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, see, Babe Ruth. That's the name I was thinking about.
Oh well, yeah, that was in like the the 20s and the 30s. We didn't
You
see
see what I'm
that.
saying? Like exactly, but like that's the name.
I mean, a lot of
Like
people could say like Jackie Robinson because I mean, just of the way he impacted the game in that time frame. Man, they made a whole movie about it.
yeah, yeah, same thing.
But yeah, some sports it would just be hard because it's just so many people. It'd be hard to pick.
Yeah, facts.
Basketball, I don't want to say it's kind of easy because it's really, I would say, outside of a couple people, you could probably include Kobe in the conversation, but I don't know if he would be the conversation,
Um, I
if
feel
that
like
makes sense.
I feel like LeBron is the conversation just because of, I guess, his body of work.
I
But like
just
if you
think
look at,
that and just how dominant he was straight
yeah,
out of
I mean
high school,
he carried a
20
lot of those
years,
Cavs teams. I will say that.
you know. Yeah, he doesn't really have the rings, but look at the teams he played against in those finals.
Uh, I,
That Spurs team was, I mean, loaded with. I mean, Tim Duncan's one of the best power forwards ever.
yeah,
So, I mean, that Spurs team was pretty good. The Mavericks, when he got beat, Dirk was also in the conversation as one of the
one of the
greatest of all
greatest.
time in his position.
Yeah, yeah, he is. I mean,
It's not like he got beat by people you ain't never heard of. I mean, that
that
Warriors
is.
run with Miami, Steph Curry was again one of the greatest of all time in his position.
Well, see, the Warriors run was with the Cavs. The Miami run was with the Spurs.
Yeah, I meant the Cavs,
Yeah, but
but
he did
again,
also play the Spurs when he was young too. I think his third year he took the Cavs to the finals and they played the Spurs. But regardless, yeah, no, it's
I'm
like I
pretty
said,
sure they got split.
I think he automatically just gets that debate because it's like what you said. I mean, he came straight out of high school and just he's been at that level since then.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
Yeah, no, that's it for me too. So if you made it,
Oh,
just
touch on
know
two more things.
who your goat is. Go ahead. Yeah.
Touch on two more things. Hold on. So we can save this for another pod, but next pod can be about. I don't know what's going on with all these people getting arrested for domestic violence or what these people got going on. But I just feel like that's a crazy thing that's happened a lot here lately. Is the amount of trouble that all these people have been getting in.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand.
And LSU's going to win the national championship this year. But you know,
Okay. We're not even gonna I'm not acknowledging that anymore. Yeah, if you made
for
it
the
this
year
far,
Lane
just
Kiffin.
just let us know who your goat is. And doesn't really matter the sport, and we'll talk about that or touch on it at the start of the next episode. So on that note, we'll catch you on the next one.